Hey, welcome to this fast rules video on the stock exchange game. The major goals of the game are to learn the basics of how to buy and sell stock on the stock exchange. Avoid any major math or tracking of pricing. The game is fast-paced and very fun. The winner will retire with the most assets at the end of the game. There are 3 levels of play in the stock exchange game: family fun mode, strategic level mode, and teams play. The strategic level of the game is for more serious players. They can do advanced deals such as mergers and acquisitions, where a larger company buys a smaller company, hostile takeovers, stock puts, also known as hedges, stock shorts. They can also take a company private. At first glance, the board and the components of this game look like vintage games you probably grew up playing. Don't be fooled. This game plays significantly different than any game that you've played in the past. Let's go ahead and set up the board. In this example, we'll only have 2 players playing. This game accommodates up to 6. Each player gets $100,000 in starting capital to invest in the stock market. The brokerage house controls the brokerage bank, the stock certificates, and the stock coins. There are a few key concepts that you'll need to know about this game. Let's start with the stock block spaces. Let's use BBC as a typical example of a stock block space on the main board. All stock block spaces have an octagon shape at the top, which is the location where you put stock coins, which increase or decrease the value of that stock during the course of the game. Big Box Corp, also known by its ticker name of BBC, has a base price of $12,000. It also belongs to the sector consumer, which is color-coded on your board. Big Box Corp has 4 stock shares, which 1 or more people can buy during the course of the game. The broker will have 4 stock certificates to give players on the purchase of that stock. The next key concept is fair market value. Stock values change during the course of the game. Fair market value represents the value of that stock on a particular term. Each coin placed on a stock block increases the value of that stock by the amount indicated above the octagon for that space. Let's put 3 coins on Big Box Corp. The new value of Big Box Corp after 3 coins have been placed on it would be 3,000 plus 3,000 plus 3,000 for the coins, plus the original 12,000 base price equals $21,000. When a player lands on a stock space, he or she must do one of the following: buy 1 or more of that stock, sell 1 or more of that stock if he or she owns it, or draw a stock alert card. When playing the strategic level of the game, the player can also do an advanced deal at this point. When a player lands on the sell-buy deal space, he or she must do one of the following: buy any 1 stock on the board, or sell 1 stock. In the advanced rules, in the strategic section, he or she may also do an advanced deal on any stock on the board. When a player lands on a stock alert space or a world event space, they draw the card, follow the directions. These spaces are used to increase or decrease the value of stocks on the board. They're also used to educate the player on common stock issues, rules, regulations in a fun, readable, easy to understand way. Players can make money in several different ways going around the board. The player can land or pass the stock dividend space. They can land or pass on the start space, land on the pre-IPO space, or flip stocks and sell them for a higher price. Let's jump forward in time and see how a player retires towards the end of the game. There are 3 minimum requirements to attempt to retire during this stock exchange game. A player must have 5 or more stock sectors, which are color-coded on the board. A player must have at least 1 safety sector within the 5 sectors. A player must have greater than $150,000 in cash to attempt to retire. A player starts the retirement process by landing on the retirement party space, exact number not required, and proceeds diagonally across the board, rolling 1 die to reach the retired space at the other corner of the board. While the blue player attempts to retire, all other players must continue around the perimeter of the board until they either have met all the retirement criteria or the blue player successfully retires. Only the first player to successfully retire gets a retirement bonus equal to the roll of both dice times the number of stock sectors. In this case, the blue player rolls an 8. They have 5 stock sectors, equaling $40,000 of a retirement bonus. All other players must now go to retirement party space, proceed by rolling 1 dice diagonally across the board to get to the retired space. After all players have reached the retired space, each person adds up all their total assets. The player with the most total assets and cash wins the game.